Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fine and okay. Today I will talk about meaning, definition, scope and process of extension education. You all are students of State Agriculture University and I expect that you know the mandates of the university. However, I would like to reiterate it today also. The mandates of State Agriculture University is teaching, research and extension. The purpose of teaching is to produce the trained professionals in the disciplines of agriculture, animal husbandry, dairy, fisheries, horticulture, community science, etc. And research, the research solves the problems of the farmers through certain recommendations and solutions. It also generates technology that boosts agricultural development. Extension is also one of the mandates of Agricultural University. The word extension is used in common parlance. You might have come across the extension cord, the extension center, etc. And what is the function of that extension cord? It takes power from power plug and gives it to the supplying unit, that is heater, iron, etc. Meaning thereby power flows from one point to another where the power is used, and by that way you can conceive the whole meaning of extension. It may be a new information to you that extension is a well developed discipline and profession. So what is a discipline? A discipline is an academic field of study and a branch of knowledge which is taught and researched as a part of higher education. And what is profession? You are professionals, doctors are professional, the veterinarians are professionals. So what is profession? It is a little more than a job, a normal job, because a profession requires a specialized training and that caters to specific needs of the society. So that way we can conceive that we agriculture graduates are professionals, the veterinarians are professionals, the medical doctors are professionals. Before the emergence of modern system of agricultural education, the word itself emerged in 19th century. But that doesn't mean that farmers were not getting benefited out of the efforts of sciences and developer of technologies. The history is witnessing. We can see that Mesopotamia, which is one of the oldest civilization of the world, and it is around 1800 BC. The archaeologists have excavated clay tablets on which the watering practices and rat control measures are inscribed. So that was the first known example of giving information to the farmers. In India, our Vedas are great source of agricultural information. The Rig Veda and Atharvaveda are full of agricultural references, and the period is expected between 1500 to 500 BC. And that was, the information was well structured. So after some information about agricultural information given to the farmers, after Christ we see some efforts in China in form of Chinese agricultural treatise, which was developed around 535 AD. This is the oldest fully surviving Chinese agricultural treatise. In Europe also, the earliest known Renaissance agricultural text was written in Latin by Pietro di Cresceni and was translated into Italian and French. This was around 1304 AD. That was first book on agriculture to be printed in the middle of 15th century. In Italy, we see the agricultural clubs and societies formed to serve the farmers, to serve the tenants. And that was the initiative of landowners, the progressive farmers and the men of science. So whatever technologies were developed that were communicated to the farmers through agricultural clubs and societies. The initiative can be traced back to 1548 AD, and that was initiatives of landowner. In Ireland, After the epidemic of late blight of potato, itinerant lecturers were appointed to inform so small farmers in very simple way how to improve their cultivation and how to grow nutritious root crops other than potatoes, because potato was damaged by late blight of potato. See, it was around middle of the 19th century, and this was the first initiative at official level. Now coming to the formal explanation of the word, the origin of the word extension. The word extension is derived from the Latin roots ex meaning out and tensio meaning stretching. Stretching means expanding. And the word extension was first time used in Britain in 1840 in the form of university extension or extension of the university. In 1850, William Sewell of Britain used it in his report entitled Suggestions for the Extension of the University. But in practical way, this was first time used by James Stewart of Trinity College of Cambridge University in 1867-68 when he was addressing Women Association Working Women's Club of North England. Again in 1871, he appealed to the officials of the Cambridge University to establish extension centers under the supervision of universities so that these centers can be used as a platform to deliver lecture to the people. His efforts in the field was responsible for him to being called father of university extension. In a formal way, Cambridge University in 1873, London University in 1876, and Oxford University in 1878 developed extension system which worked among people. In 1880, his work came to be known as extension movement. And there is another story of the development of extension education in USA. In 19th century, the USA was facing major problems due to migration of rural people to the cities. It created two-pronged problems. The agriculture suffered a setback due to lack of labor, and the cities was overburdened with the immigrating population, and it created the problem of education, employment and housing. So in 1862, the President Roosevelt established a county commission under the chairmanship of Beverly Hadwell, and its objective were how to stop migration of rural people to cities and how to engage rural people in agriculture and rural development programs. The county commission recommended the establishment of an institution which can organize out of school education. Keeping this in mind, the Smith-Lever Act in 1914 was passed, and with this act, the emergence of cooperative extension service and in USA started. Now let's discuss about the concepts of extension education. Up till now, we could learn what is extension. Means it is serving some people who are sitting outside the university campus. Means those who are not fortunate enough to get educated in university system are getting benefited out of the efforts of extension. So the first concept of extension is a two-way channel. Two-way channel means it is a communication process between research, extension and farmer. We also call it ref linkage, research, extension and farmer. The farmers have some problems. Their problems are communicated by extension system to the research system. The research system generates technology and solutions, and via extension system again, it reaches the farming community. So that way it is two-way process, two-way channel. The problem flows from farmer to research system, and the technology and solutions flow from research to farmers again via extension system. Now there is three links in the chain of rural development. The extension is somewhere related with rural development. The major economy of rural area is agriculture. So the three links of the chain of rural development is research, teaching and extension. At the outset, I told you that research system generates technology. The extension system takes that technology to the farmers, to the rural people, and through teaching process, the trained professionals who would be serving the professions in teaching, research and extension. So the three components or three mandates of the agriculture university is very important links in the chain of rural development. How do we conceive the extension process? The farmers have problems. That problems need to be solved through certain activities. That activities are subject to evaluation, and after evaluation, some alternate plan or consideration of that efforts could be undertaken. So there are 5 basic steps in extension process. That is situation and problems. Means this is analysis of the situation. A recommendation or technology is suitable, appropriate to a particular situation. Every community does not have same and similar problem. Their problems vary with respect to their agroeconomic, topographical, edaphic conditions, their socio-economic conditions. So their conditions, their situation vary. They face different types of problems based on these factors. So the first step in the process is to understand the local situation of the rural people. That is, understanding the situation and problems. We call it analysis of situation. Based on that analysis of situation, certain problems are identified. And on that basis, to solve those problems, certain objectives and solutions are formulated. Meaning thereby what should be done, what could be done, that is deciding upon the objectives. And how these objectives will be implemented through extension process, that is teaching process. So we have certain plan of work, means day-to-day activities, how these problems can be solved, how the activities are to be undertaken. And where once we are successful in executing our plan and we get some result, the result is subject to evaluation. Means what kind of results we obtained, what is the extent of achievement. So the assessment of that achievement, that accomplishments is the evaluation process. And in the process of evaluation, if something is noticed that the entire process may be modified, changed or repeated, so that comes under the reconsideration steps. So students, extension is a process can be conceived as 5 steps process that starts with analysis of situation and ends up with reconsideration of the efforts. Now let's have some understanding about the extension terminologies. So extension work. What is extension work? Every organization devoted to the extension work or extension activities undertakes those activities through some extension process that I have already talked about. So it includes the process of extension education, that is the process of teaching and learning. Besides the process, in extension work are also included like organizational activities like administration, supervision, finance, as well as program for the overall development. So whatever works, activities that are undertaken by the organization is extension work. Then what is extension service? This is more or less related to extension work. That is basically extension work because extension organization undertakes some activities for the benefit of the farmers. And it is service oriented, means they provide some services to the farmers. The emphasis is on service. So what kinds of services? Like if the extension organization provides information to the farmers, that is information service. If it gives advisory to the farmers, that is advisory services. If it provides some diagnostic services like soil and water testing, it is diagnostic services. Now the extension job. An extension worker has to perform some job related to extension. So what is that job? The job is to assist the farmer and farmwomen. That is in cultivation practices, in homemaking. They serve the farmers in solving the current problems. And the problem is not a static that keeps on changing. The problems the farmers are facing today may not remain same day after tomorrow or next year. So the job is to assist or help the rural people, the farmer, the farm women in solving their present and future problems. Extension system. When we talk about extension system, it has some structure and functions. So broadly, the extension system refers to the nature and type of extension approaches. We have different types of approaches. For example, integrated development approach. Means that is whatever development pursuits or efforts are undertaken, these efforts or activities are integrated. Then type of extension agency. We have different type of agencies or organizations, like we have Ministry of Agriculture, we have State Department of Agriculture, we have ICR system, we have SAU system, we have NGO, we have private sector business organization. So these all come under extension system. The students, the transfer of technology term is related to extension. Extension is an educational process which aim at changing the behavior of the farmers, and that behavior includes the knowledge, skill, attitude and action. So that is changing the behavior of the farmers. It is an educational process. And transfer of technology is extension. Mind it, transfer of technology is extension plus input supply and agricultural services. For example, as a while the extension worker imparts knowledge to the farmers about some high-yielding varieties, but the high-yielding varieties, seeds of high-yielding varieties may not be available to the farmers. So they also provide input to the farmers. And the job of State Department of Agriculture is to provide input to the farmers also. Next example, suppose the extension workers talk about soil testing services. So how these services will be availed? The soil testing laboratories and the Department of Agriculture or the State Agriculture University will perform soil testing. So it is some types of diagnostic services given to the farmers. Now we can conceive that extension is an educational process and transfer of technology is broader one, which includes extension as well as input supply and services given to the farmers. Coming to the definitions of extension education. Students, it's very difficult to memorize the definitions given by various extension experts. So I would be focusing upon the salient points of the definition. However, it is pertinent to narrate the full definition of J. Paul Nichols. It says that extension education is an applied science consisting of content derived from research, accumulated field experience and relevant principles drawn from the behavioral science synthesized with useful technology into a body of philosophy, principles, content and methods focused on the problems of out-of-school education for adults and youth. So whatever latter definition you will be seeing, mind it some important terms that out-of-school education, the adults and youth, behavioral science, applied science, educational process, the development of people, the agricultural production, the communication process, the passing on information, the efforts of government and private, the initiative, the partnership between government and farming community. So these are certain terms that have been used in definition by the different experts of the discipline of extension education. For students, O.P. Dama is very famous personality of India in the field of extension education. He says that the extension education is a process to provide knowledge to the rural people about the improved practices in a convincing manner and help them to take decision within their specific local conditions. Means again, the passing on information, providing knowledge to the farmers in a convincing manner so that they could develop, they are in a position to take appropriate decisions as per their specific local conditions. So again, this is capacity building, passing on information, educational process. So you will see in different definitions, one of the terms may be common to many of the definitions. Here I would like to give focus on the definition given by Rowling, because this definition is very important while you wish to differentiate between extension and extension education. He says that extension refers to the actual work done by the professional extension agents at various levels of management, while extension education refers to the body of knowledge concerning that work or practice. Means the extension worker is performing their duty to give educational service, advisory services, information services with different activities like training, demonstration, etc. And extension education is understanding the knowledge of that activities, that work performed under the process of extension. So we used to say that extension work is executed by the State Department of Agriculture, and extension education work is done by the Agriculture University, because we give focus on the knowledge of that work. Why this happened, how this happened. So we seek to answers of these queries out of the extension activities carried out. I can give you simple example. The production takes place at farmers level also and at university farms also. So we can conceive the difference between extension and extension education in the work performed by the farmer and the work performed by the agronomist. Farmers are also producing, agronomist is also producing. So what is difference? The agronomists try to understand the process, try to seek the answers of what has happened. So if the production at farmers level is extension, the production at agronomist level, the farm at university is extension education. The Van den Waan and Hawkins says that extension involves the conscious use of communication of information. Again, this information service is very important to help people form sound options and make good decisions. Means our efforts should be that we should make the farmers competent enough to take sound decisions to solve their problems, to their specific problems arising out of their socio-economic and agroecological conditions. Now this slide is for your convenience. I have tried to analyze the definition of different extension experts. We just extracted a few terms out of the definitions given by the different experts. That is applied science, out of school education, adult and youth, dissemination of information, communication, educational process, non-formal education, development of farmers and village. So you see that applied science told by J.P. Liggins, out of a school education, Kelsey and Herne and J.P. Liggins, adult and youth, Liggins and Kelsey and Herne, dissemination of information, Burt, Dama and Vandenbaan and Hawkins, educational process, non-formal education, etc., Liggins, Kelsey, Herne, Insminger and O.P. Dama, development of farmers and village, Kelsey and Herne, Burt and Insminger. So just I tried to extract some important terms out of the definitions given by those extension professionals. Now this information is pertinent for the students who will be appear in their JRF and bank examination. The questions related to the important distinguished extension personalities are here in this slide. James Stewart, I have already explained that he belonged to England and considered as father of university extension. J. Paul Liggins, he was from USA and is considered father of extension. K.N. Singh, who is legendary extension professional in India, and he is considered father of extension in Indian context. This slide gives information about the growth of extension in teaching. In the beginning, I stated that extension is a profession. So its teaching is essential at higher education level. So this is for your information that at UG level, the teaching was started under Calcutta University, now Kolkata University, in College of Agriculture in 1950. The teaching at PG level was started in Bihar, at Bihar Agriculture College Sabor in the year 1955, and that was followed by the College of Agriculture at Nagpur. Doctorate level, that is PhD, was started by Indian Agricultural Research Institute, that is Pusa Institute, in the year 1961. Extension is such an important discipline. If you look at the mandates of the university, entire teaching is at one hand, research is at another, and extension is separate mandate. I mean, this is a separate system. So the course is taught in different disciplines of agriculture universities. In agriculture, this has different nomenclature like agricultural extension education, agricultural communication. Now, after the introduction of 5th Dean's Committee recommendations, its nomenclature, it has been renamed as agricultural extension and communication. In veterinary science and animal husbandry, it is known as veterinary extension. In dairy, it is dairy extension. In fisheries, it is fisheries extension. In home science, now community science, it is home science extension. In forestry, it is forestry extension. Here I would like to emphasize that the principles, procedures, methodologies are same, but the contents that would be delivered through this methodology under these principles are from different domains, from different disciplines. That's why there is different nomenclature. Now coming to the scope of extension education. Students, what do we mean by scope? Scope is the boundary, the areas up to which its principles can be applied, the activities can be undertaken. So wherever there are farmers, farm women and rural youth, wherever they are facing problems, either in present situation or the futuristic problems, there is a scope of extension education. So not only passing the technology generated by the research system, the changing scenario like the climate change, the change in technology like ICT. So these all come under within the scope of extension education. We can conceive the scope of extension education in the areas identified by Kilsey and Hernier, uh, which gives emphasis on program implementation, and these are 9 areas. That is efficiency in agricultural production. So you can see what a big area agricultural production. It ranges from cereal crops to floriculture. The big area. Again, after production is a big process. Then marketing, the distribution and utilization. Marketing again, a big area. Today we are facing severe challenges in marketing. So whatever profits the farmers get, the income they receive is linked with marketing. So this is big area. Now we have market-led extension. Then conservation, development and use of natural resource. Students, how much we are concerned about our environment. And the development has intricate relationship with environment. The development is inversely proportional to environment. So how best we can conserve those natural resources? Because it is, if once lost, it is very difficult to be recouped. Then management on farm and in the home. Farm includes every enterprise. Agriculture, animal husbandry, that is broad-based. And not only farm, in home also. Means the value addition, a simpler food processing. Then family living. Living means how peacefully and happily a family lives. Then youth development. Youth is considered the biggest resource, the future of any country. And the development of youth comes within the scope of extension education. Leadership development. So this is big area of extension education, because we not only identify the rural leaders, but we also develop rural leaders so that the technology flows to the farming community in a faster way. Then community development and rural development. Community development, development of community, means holistic development, infrastructure, political, social, psychological, every dimension of development comes within the purview of extension education. Then public affairs, how this policy is related to our farming community, how the policy will affect either positively or negatively to the farming community. So these all are under the domain of extension education, that is the scope of extension education. So in nutshell, we can say that extension education has a wider scope, very wide scope, and a lot of work needs to be done by applying the principles, methods, procedures of extension education. Students, to sum up, today we learned about the extension, its meaning, definition, process, scope, and have gained clarity about the extension, different extension terms used in the discipline of extension education. So I am very much convinced that you would have been benefited through this lecture. If you have any query and suggestion, please let me know.